Hello, I'm Rory Reynolds and welcome to this week's edition of A Closer Look, where we take you behind some of the biggest stories in the Middle East today. Next week, Pope Francis will travel to Bahrain for a major visit, his second to the Arabian Peninsula. Ahead of that visit, from the 3rd till the 6th of November, we send my colleague Ramola Talwar Badam to Bahrain to look at preparations for this major event. So joining me here in the National's headquarters in Abu Dhabi is Ramola Talwar Badam, my colleague, who has been in Bahrain to look at the preparations for the Pope's visit on the 3rd till the 6th of November. Ramola, this is a huge occasion for the Middle East and the Gulf. This is only the second time that the Pope, the head of the Catholic Church, has been to the Arabian Peninsula. Give us a sense of what we can expect during that 3-day visit just next month.
Yeah, it's being looked at as a historic event in Bahrain. 2019 was when Pope Francis visited the UAE, and a lot of people in the region didn't expect another visit quite so soon. So there's a lot of preparations on, they've got choir practices on the churches. There are 2 churches, one in Manama called the Mother Church that was built in 1939. That's being done up, and as well as another newer church in Aiwali, which is a little way away from Manama.
This is the Cathedral of Arabia.
This is the Cathedral of Arabia, which is supposed to be one of the biggest in the region. 2,300 people is the number that it can seat. So the Pope is supposed to speak there as well.
This is a hugely significant event for the 80,000 Catholics in Bahrain, for the smallest of the Gulf nations in particular. Just give us a sense of what Manama felt like just this last week, and what it will be like on the streets for the days that the Pope is there.
So we went to both of the churches and we visited people in their homes as well. In the Manama church, they have a choir practice 3 times a week. Now I guess they have it almost every day in the evenings. A lot of those people go to work, so when they come back, that's when they practice. One thing that one of the choir conductors said really resonated with us when he said, we are preparing. He said he tells the choristers that yes, it is an event. Yes, you're going to be in front of millions who will be watching on television, but you should sing from the heart, because when these hymns come from the heart, that's when it reaches people. And they've got people in the choir who will be from across the world. They have people from the Philippines, from India, from the African continent.
And they will indeed be singing in several languages, as you found out: Hindi, Arabic, Tagalog, some of the main languages of the Catholic sort of expat population.
Just when the Pope comes in, that's when they're going to sing these verses.
Into the stadium. Just sort of very finally, this is a huge event for Bahrain. It's not the only thing that is happening. There is a multi-faith event during the Pope's visit. Just briefly tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so after the Pope comes in, and I think the second day of the visit is when the multi-faith dialogue will happen. They've got religious leaders from across the world who are going to, Pope Francis is going to be speaking about how religious leaders and faith leaders can speak about peaceful coexistence and understanding and promote that. He's also meeting the Muslim Council of Elders that day. And the next day is when you have the Papal Mass, which is November 5th, which is when there will be about 28,000 people at the Bahrain National Stadium. And most of these people will be from Bahrain, at least 24,000. The rest of them will be from Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, and Oman. Quotas have been given out so that there is fair representation of people from across the Gulf.
Well, this is going to be a huge event for the Middle East and the Gulf, so please do keep following our coverage. The Pope's visit is from the 3rd until the 6th of November in Bahrain, and we'll be bringing you all the latest from that historic occasion. Thank you very much for joining us for this edition of A Closer Look, our weekly show. We will see you next week.